What's up everyone, Chris here. In today's tutorial we are going to set up the important data device for Project Nebula. I will show you how to prepare the Btrfs partition, create subvolumes we need, and organize the structure that will store all the important data for our services and system configuration. This is a critical step for the stability and reliability of the entire project. So let's jump right in. Okay guys, let's start with the tutorial. In order to follow this tutorial, you can go to the description and you will find the link to this website that is the guide. So the first thing we need to know is find out the information about our root partition and the mount point. So to do that, we will log in our server SSH Nube. That is the host name that we set previously, and I'm going to run this command, Ctrl+Shift+B. So it says Btrfs, but this information is not reflected in our fs tab because by default the fs tab works with ext4 file system, and we will change that. So we'll have to run this command, and our server's password. As you see, this is the default file, and we need to modify the writable root partition. So I'm gonna delete all this information, and I'm gonna put a comment here that this is the boot one, and I will edit the root one. So I'm gonna copy this, and what it says is take the device with the label writable, mount it in root with a Btrfs file system, and with these options that are efficient for an SSD. And so it has a standard compression, not modify the access time of a file, make it this configuration efficient for an SSD, and the subvolume name by default in a Btrfs partition is this /. This is not the same root in the operating system, but just a name for the subvolume. So you're gonna leave it like that, and you don't want to perform any checks at boot time, so you have to leave it disabled with 00. You can do that with the system boot partition, but not with the root partition, because it's Btrfs don't work pretty well with these checks. So we're gonna save. So we're gonna type Ctrl+X, Y, enter. So we're gonna remount this partition, and we need to reload the daemon. So system control daemon reload, and we are good to go. Okay guys, so let's continue with this tutorial. Now we are going to organize the SDA3. We need to create subvolumes required for our services. We are going to create these 3 subvolumes. Later on you can continue adding more subvolumes for additional services in the future. Install the Btrfs package in case you don't have it already in your server with this command. I already have it, but in case you don't have it, you can install it with this command. So I already have it, and we're going to create this directory. I think I already have it. Yeah, I already have it, and so create it in case you don't have it or you haven't created it. And now we need to mount our SDA3 partition in this directory. We have to mount it. So it's already mounted, but in case you don't have it, you can mount it with this command. And create the necessary subvolumes for the services you need. So we're going to create these subvolumes. It's created successfully, which is good. And now check your created subvolumes. We're going to do that. We're going to list the subvolumes inside my SDA3. These IDs will not change, will not be reused. So you can delete them and create them again, and you will have no problem with this ID because it is not reusable. Now we need to mount the whole device in order to mount each individual subvolume. We're going to create these directories, and now we need to edit the FS tab in order to mount automatically the subvolumes at boot time. So this is our FS tab, and we are going to add these lines. So basically this is a comment, and this is like a line that will make your system to mount automatically at boot your snapshot subvolume and your config file subvolume and the Nextcloud. So it has some options. Basically it is going to search for this label device that has this label. In case you have, I don't think it's probable, but in case you have another device with the same label, you will have to use the device ID. Okay, and after it finds this device, it's going to mount this subvolume inside this device in this directory, and it's going to have this file system with these options: defaults, not a time. This will prevent to update the time of a file each time you edit this file, and these options are meant to prevent weirdness on your device. So it's optimized for an SSD, these options. And you will not want any check with this Btrfs file system because it doesn't work pretty well. So just keep it with no checks. Make sure you don't have any checks at boot time. So you just copy this and you just paste it down here, and you're going to save it. So you're going to say Ctrl X, Y, and enter. And now we're going to mount our FS tab lines. And now we need to reload the daemon. And that's how you created and mounted automatically your subvolumes at boot time. Later on you can follow these steps and create more subvolumes in case you need more services. And that's been all, and let's continue with the tutorial to the setup subnet.